This week on Got Clutter, Get Organized.
You are the list. And everything after that is two, three, four, five. But we can't wait to get to the top 20 or the top 10
Mm,
or the top five.
mm.
We just got to be number one now.
Hello and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized. I'm excited because we have returning guest Karen Taylor Bass. She is an author. She's a corporate trainer. She's a wellness expert and she is the host of a daily show called Soulful Sunrise, which is on WURD Radio. So, of course, if you haven't listened to it, you need to tune in. You just need to just kind of set your clock to get up and just have a wonderful start to your day. So, Karen, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for having me. Happy year 2026. Happy Black Women's Day. Happy Black History Month. And if I don't speak to you again, happy Kwanzaa.
No, well, I know we always find a way to communicate. I know, and that's what I like about you. But today's topic is really talking about clear the clutter, create your life. And
Mm,
when I thought about this, I kind of thought about you because I've known you for so many years. I've known where you know, and you're still in that arena of the media, but you really kind of just transitioned. You moved to a new state. You started a new career. You're doing all this new stuff. So that's really why I wanted to talk to you because we're at like that midpoint almost of the year, and we really need to just figure out where we are. So my first question is to you, when you hear the word clutter, what do you think of, but beyond like the physical stuff? Because I know sometimes you talk about that clutter as well.
mm. Well, first of all, thank you for having me back. Thank you for allowing me to be a recurring guest. Thank you for being an expert on my show on Word Radio, Soulful Sunrise, once a month. We love having you. So when I think of clutter, I think of being paralyzed because I cannot get the mental clutter. If I have mental clutter, I can't move. I can't be my best self. I don't want, I'm not inspired, right? So I am, at the end of the day, even though it's a non traditional way, I am a creative. I create. And so it's very hard to create if I am paralyzed with things weighing me down, stress. You know, we all go through things, but I try to, my best, reduce the clutter. And also, clutter to me reminds me of noise. Like when I have a lot of noise in my space or noise in my head, that's clutter because I have to literally take a breath and drown out that noise or hone in on what's the message. What am I not hearing? And what's taking up that, I don't know, space in my brain between the ears that I can't be Karen.
Mm. So how does that show up specifically the mental, the emotional clutter and the roles that we women play, you know, in our time and our energy? How does it like show up that clutter that you're
So
talking
many
about?
ways, Janet. It shows up with, well, let's just talk about the physical part, right? As a
Okay.
certified um, advanced yoga teacher with 500 hours. So for me, the training is more somatic, it's more body. So it shows up, clutter shows up in your body when your ankles, your joints are tight, your wrist tight, when you are unable to be still, when you are not motivated, right? All of these things are happening to your body. Mentally, your thoughts are jumpy, they're sporadic, they are not cogent. Um, you have an attention span like a microwave, right? It's like quick. I was
Ah,
gonna say an ant, but I didn't want to bring them into the party. Things like that because it's weighing on you. So that is how clutter also it shows up when our relationships are compromised because maybe we haven't spoken the unspoken, whether it's to our
Mm,
loved ones, to a friend, a coworker, or how about the most important person, yourself? These are all things that I've had to work through, right? So just because you do it and you teach others, that doesn't mean you don't have clutter.
that's
And
true.
so right now, I'm fasting. I'm fasting because for 3 days, I've been fasting. And the reason is I had clutter in my head, noise. So the only way for me to understand the message that I am supposed to know and get so I can be a better version and I could pivot is to fast. And no crazy fast, sunrise to sunset. So I'm still eating
Mhm,
a meal, but
mhm,
a lot of liquids, more intentionality, more prayer,
mhm.
more stillness, less digital device. Make sense?
That doesn't make sense because I
Yeah.
just did like a meatless week,
Yes.
and I
Oh,
just
that's why
really
you
needed
look
to
so good today. Yes.
thank you.
I should say
But
look even better today.
thank you, thank you. But yeah, and I understand because sometimes you do have to just like let go and get rid of
Yes.
stuff and eliminate stuff. But what about the time? And the reason I ask you about the time because I still remember something you said on a previous episode. You said, "Can we at least?" We're always talking about putting ourselves on the top of the list, but
Mm.
can we at least put ourselves on the list?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I keep hearing that. It's like, ladies, put ourselves on the list.
Absolutely. Finding the time, you know, look, this is how I see it. I just had a birthday. I just turned 59. So, yeah, it's my birthday still. Well, I'm out of March now, but it'll be my birthday all year, right? I'm celebrating.
That's right. That's right.
But I was thinking when I turned 59, as I was counting down the days, is that I had less days ahead of me. Not trying to be morbid, but honestly, we
Mhm.
actually do. We have less
Yeah.
days, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, why am I, as the kids say, how come am I not the list? Why doesn't the list begin with me? So that's what I mean. Like, forget about making time for yourself on the list. You are the list. And everything after that is two, three, four, five. But we can't wait to get to the top 20 or the top 10
Mm.
or the top five.
Mm.
We just got to be number one now.
Mm.
How about some number ones?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
thing about that I've learned, it's not how much time. It's just doing it. So if you put yourself at number one and you have 5 to 10 minutes to spare, it's going to be so yummy that the next day you're going to want to add 5 more minutes, right? So eventually you get to an hour or whatever you need, but you just have to start. So I start my show. My show starts at 6 a.m. So I'm up
Mhm.
like around 5:15. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say 5 a.m. because that's a big bold lie. But 5:15, I am up, right? But before I even hit the floor, my first day of putting myself on the list is this is my thing. The first thing I'll say, I won't grab my phone. I'll say, Alexa, play Commodore's Jesus is Love.
Mhm.
First thing, set my tone for my day. Be in my bed, whatever song it is for you, but be in my day, my body, before I hit the floor to pray. So this way, I am washing myself over before I get up. I am hearing that I am loved, I'm cradled, I'm whole. And none other than Lionel Richie singing to me. What? So that's how I start my day. If I wrestle at night, I can't sleep, how do I keep myself on the list? I say, haven't always, I'm a spiritual person. I can't say I'm a religious person, but nowadays, more and more spiritual, I'll say, God, hold my mind so my body can rest. Hold my mind. Because right now, it's doing all sorts of stuff. Just hold it for me. And
Mhm.
then give it back to me when I need it.
Mhm.
So I can settle in. So I can surrender. So I can put myself on top of the list. So
Mhm.
those are some of
Mhm.
the ways you eliminate clutter by turning it over to someone higher than you. So you can get out of your head. Hold my
Mhm.
brain, hold my mind, hold my worries, hold my thoughts because I need to rest.
Mhm. And I like that, Karen, because I do the same thing. I get up, but I do like music, I do
Yeah.
prayer, I do, meditate. I do all these different things and I give to myself. And I even squeeze in a little Spanish lesson,
Yeah.
but I
Oh,
give
go ahead.
to I give to myself before I
Yes.
get out of bed, and I think that's
Mm.
important. And you and I also talked about this as well, is I sometimes don't understand why people throughout their workday, they don't even give to themselves. They don't take breaks, they don't take
Yeah,
lunches.
yeah.
And that's a way to give to yourself.
Oh my God, girl, if you had known the younger me, you'd have fired me. I was always
Well,
taking
yeah,
breaks.
I know. I did too. That's one thing.
You know,
Lunches and breaks.
it's Karen, and she's on a break. I would always get the work done. So now, yes, I feel like we've earned it more. We've
Mhm.
earned the break, right? I'm not giving it away. I said the
Mhm.
other day, if I knew that sleep was so sweet in my 20s and 30s and 40s, oh my God, didn't realize it was sweet till I got to menopause. Now I
That's true.
can't sleep.
That,
No,
unfortunately,
thank
yeah.
God I found ways to do it. But I'm saying when it was easy, why do we make things so hard? Right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like they don't do the breaks, they don't do the lunch. They constantly are just
Or
working
they don't get
through.
up and move their bodies,
And that's
which
another thing,
you
yeah.
have to move. Like, there's no way if you, and I find it with a lot of people who work remote, that they
Mhm.
say, oh, I didn't get a chance to get up to leave. I'm sorry. Who's policing you? Get your butt
Yeah.
up and go. Even if
Mhm.
you have to go outside to check the mail, to move your car, if you don't have a car, you can go up and down the steps. You can put on YouTube their videos. Look at my channel, Karen Taylor Bass Yoga, shameless plug. Get a little bit of breath work in. But there's no excuse for us not to move our bodies, especially because we know more now that inflammation, we know diseases, being sedentary is worse than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's not me saying that. That's an
I
actual
understand.
statistic.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. It's I mean, and it's the importance of not only taking the breaks, but also, like you said, the movements, what you put into your body.
yeah.
So,
Or
you know,
laughing. What about laughing?
yeah, fun.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
fun.
saying?
It's
Having
fun.
fun with life and don't take yourself so
It's true.
seriously.
And that is true.
I
That
mean,
is so true.
people say, "Oh, you're always smiley." I try to be. Not every day. It's going to be an amazing day. But what is the like? Honestly, when you think about it, what is the downside of being happy? Can you think of
No, I
one?
cannot.
Neither.
I know. I know. And I tell people I try always to find a clip that'll make me
Yeah,
happy, that'll make me laugh. And it,
cats
people
or
may
whatever. Yep.
cats, I got
Or
into
read a
one of the little
book.
that's true.
I try to stay off with this fast. I haven't been on social media unless it's just to
Mhm.
post the show in
Mhm.
the morning.
Mhm.
But it's
Mhm.
made, oh my God, that's another
It
fast.
does.
Fast sometimes, think about clutter. You was
Mhm.
asking. It doesn't even have to be your space. It doesn't have to be food. What about the messaging that you're taking in? Can you dial that down a bit? Can you turn that off? Because that impedes you from living your best life. You're watching somebody else live your life,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? I'm
Yep,
sorry. I'm gonna have to live
that's
this
true.
up.
And that's true. That's true. And I've kind of stopped following certain people if the
Yeah.
messaging isn't inspirational and motivational. Not that you got to have the big this and the bling that. No, no.
But you
We're
need
beyond.
motivation, especially in the times
Yes.
that we're living in,
Mhm.
where
Mhm.
it's sometimes a lot of people don't see the hope or it feels like hopeless and you don't have any power. So, what clutter again? What you feed yourself, you're going to get more of. Just think of your brain as the ultimate algorithm, right? Whatever it
Mhm.
is that you are attracting, is going to get more of that. If you're attracting positivity, nobody's happy every day. None of us. None of us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we do our best to
Mhm.
at least turn that frown upside down.
Mhm. And you definitely have a way to do that. I still remember at the ceremony where you were honored at Joan Shep, and you were like, okay, after you received your recognition, you said, okay. And you just stood in front of everyone. You said, I cannot stand here and not do, and you just went into your little session with all of us, just allowing us to release everything and feel so much lighter as we ended our day. I
Yeah.
still remember that.
Oh, thank you
So
for that.
you,
Listen, it hasn't been a seamless journey to get
hmm
here. No one gets here. The only reason why I think we understand it better, just like you, when you live through things, when
yeah.
you learn through things,
hmm
you are better of coping with things, and you know that it's just not you. And so if you need it, everyone else needs it.
So how would you, like, if someone wants to create that life, that vision that they have for themselves, where do you think they should start specifically? Because, like you said, a lot of people now, they're feeling the overwhelmed. Some people, the doom and gloom. Getting rid of the clutter and really want taking care of themselves. Because I feel if you start taking care of your body and your mind, that does so. That's it right there. But I know, I know you're going into the host mode.
Yeah.
No, but as the expert, how would you help somebody on that journey?
Oh, with pleasure and honor. The first thing I would tell the person with whether it's a friend, loved one, coworker, client, is to give yourself grace. That's a word that we don't use a lot, but give yourself grace. It took you a minute to get here, so applaud yourself for even acknowledging that you are here. That's what I do for myself, give myself grace. The number two is I would be still. There's something that we don't take advantage of is doing absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
Sit down, walk, whatever your stillness looks like. Maybe it's in the bathroom, whatever, and just be still and ask yourself, what do I need? What do I need? If you're not still with you, how do you know what you need? Because then you're continuously repeating the same thing, right? So, what do I need to be the better version of me? What do I need to feel more whole? What do I need to be happy? What do I need to do to purge? Why am I continuing telling myself the same movie and playing it over and over? So be still. Give yourself grace. Be still. Once you're still, it'll come. It'll flood. It'll flood you so much. It's flood me where I start to cry. And then I get my journal and I write down in that space, in that moment, what came to me in no particular order. Just write, 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 write. It's not about perfection, it's about writing and flooding, getting rid of it. Once you have written that, leave it alone. Don't even look at
Mm.
it till 2 days, 3 days later. Because now when you look at it, you open up that page, it's so fresh to you because it's like your eyes, you've given yourself the moment to grieve, to understand. And then you say, this makes sense, this doesn't, this was a moment. So you go through it, you cross things off. What do you need? Ask yourself, but really, what do I need? It'll come, it'll be right there because you wrote it down in real time. And then once you understand what you need, how am I going to get here? How long will it take me? Don't put yourself on a schedule. When I say how
Yeah.
long, give yourself like years.
Mhm.
It'll happen probably sooner, but when you give yourself years, you tell the brain, it's okay. Grace again, right?
Mhm.
Do I need to hire someone? Do I need to go to a therapist? Do I need to move? Do I need to cut people out? Do I need to eliminate the vampires? What am I eating? What is
Mm.
making my stomach do these things? Why do I feel unrest? Am I drinking too much? Am I loving the wrong people? Be honest with yourself because the only person looking back at you is you. And if you can't be honest with you, well, why should anybody be honest with you? So, those are some of the steps that I do. In addition to doing those things, I am moving my body. So, what is it that works for me? Do I love Zumba, Pilates? Am I walking? Am I at the gym? Or am I, swimming? There's so many ways to be fit. What works for you? Is it playing golf? Like the thing about this thing, Janet, there's no right or wrong way. It's
Sure.
your way.
Mhm.
And along the way, have a couple of affirmations because you're going to get stuck and you're going to lose hope and you're going to want to give up. So on my wall, if you can't see, but I am happy, I am grateful, I am motivated, I am focused. Downstairs, I have I am blessed, I am doing my best because I know for certain I am is a full, complete thought. And some days I have nothing, I'm empty. And when I feel that way, I stop and I well myself back up. What do I need? Who have you given so much that drained you? And if you haven't learned your lesson, Karen, you're going to learn it today.
Yeah.
Those are the things you do. But these are things that don't cost money. You don't have
It's
to
true.
join a gym to feel,
Mm-mm.
but you got to move the body. You don't
That's
have
true.
to go someplace. If you have, like I said, sometimes it's a friend, but for me, I love my friends, but they're not trained therapists.
Mm-hmm.
I am worth a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I met my first therapist in college and I've had subsequent, but I still need a therapist because
Mm-hmm.
I am a giver and givers give too much.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
So I need
Mm-hmm.
to be aware of when my cup is empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better at it now, but sometimes hearing it from a impartial voice stops me dead in the tracks. And then I
Mm-hmm.
have a toolbox that she gives me that I can go to. So these are just some of the things that have helped me along the way. But there's no magic pill. You can't get it on Amazon, unfortunately. Timu doesn't have it yet, right? They don't. Timu doesn't have it. Shein doesn't have it.
Yeah,
You have it,
that's true.
but you got to take time to spotlight you and ask yourself in stillness, what is really happening? What am I not paying attention to? And why do I need to understand it now? Because if you don't learn the lesson, it shows up in many other areas in your life.
And that is so true, Karen. So true. Because one of the things I tell people, I say sometimes I have a do nothing day.
I remember
And
when you
that's
said
where,
that.
and I
Yeah.
do nothing. I do
Yeah.
nothing. I like maybe sit around, lounge around in my pajamas, my PJs,
Yes.
things like that. But also you're right, it doesn't cost to move.
No, it's
You
free.
can you can walk around the cul-de-sac, the
Yes.
block.
Get
When
on
I
your
was in a
bike if you
building,
have a bike.
and that's true. When I lived in a building, I would, take the elevator downstairs to get my mail, but I would walk up to the seventh floor.
Yes.
I was like, okay,
Yes.
we got
Or
got
get
to
off
move,
your bus stop a different distance and walk.
and that's
Especially
true.
with the weather about to kick in. Maybe
Yep.
not now, it's inconsistent, but in a few weeks we'll have spring and you can walk more. Stretch
Mhm.
those legs,
Mhm. Yep. And then
those
water
little
does
things.
always does. Yep. Water always does the body good.
Water, we are mostly made of water, so we have to replenish it. And vitamins, but your vitamins can be like your turmeric, your ginger,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about what I have, my oregano,
Mhm.
my garlic, like, just, what you need. If you are
Mhm.
still, like, if you see too much mucus, then you're like, I need some cayenne pepper. There are
Mhm.
things that you need to start. And when you're still and you pay attention, you have the answer. You have
Mhm.
the answer. It's
You
like
definitely
my
do.
daughter says, D&D, do not disturb. D&D. Some days you have to have a D&D day. Do not
Mhm.
disturb
Mhm.
me.
Mhm. Yeah, because
I'm a
you,
work
like
in
you said, you're
progress.
giving so much
Yeah.
out. So, Karen, I always enjoy talking to you
I enjoy
every
talking
time.
with you too.
So, one, how can people connect with you? But also, what do you have coming up? And also, because I got to show this, and also, they have to
Yes.
get the book.
Yes,
They
yes, yes,
have to
yes,
get the
yes.
because this was a book I can tell you I did not put down. I started it and I just could not put it down.
Chocolate. So, yes, this book is a coming
Congratulations.
of age. It is about where you are. If you're a woman of a certain age, you've been through some things, meet your friends. They are here for you. And you could listen to me Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 a.m. on WURD Radio, but you don't have to be in the area of Philadelphia, wherever you are, wordradio.com or on the app WURD Radio, and it's called Soulful Sunrise. It's the morning way to kick off, to be intentional, to stretch, to be motivated, to have some jokes. We play music, we do planks, we do squats. I have amazing experts. One is I'm talking to right now, none other than Janet M. Taylor. So that is Soulful Sunrise. And June 21st, wherever you are, if you're local, which is Philadelphia, South Jersey, I am having, it's actually International Yoga Day. What I do, as my t-shirt says, International Soulful Yoga Day. And soulful just really means tapping into the heart, the soul, and letting it be free. So I'm hoping you can join us. Please follow me at KarenTaylorBass.com is the website. And that's my name. If you go to Instagram, it's just me, Karen Taylor Bass. Just me, just me.
And of course, I will have all of Karen's links so you can, listen to her daily,
Yes,
connect with her directly,
yes,
get her book, and
yes,
of
yes,
course
yes,
also if you want to, take part in the yoga,
yes.
please feel free to do so. So Karen, thank you so much once again for joining me in
I
this
love you,
conversation.
girl,
Feelings
woman,
mutual.
queen, sister. Okay, I'm sorry.
So, what was your takeaway from my conversation with Karen Taylor Bass? She dropped so many nuggets. For one, I want to talk about in particular, and it was be still. And that's one of the things I tell people when they want to clear the clutter, the physical clutter, is to pause and then plan. And as you heard from Karen, sometimes we need to be still. We need to journal so we can create a strategy on how we need to move forward. So I would love to know what your takeaway is, and I would love to know what you're going to do. So, of course, if you're not subscribing, please do so. And also make sure you click the links. And, of course, and you heard Karen, she's going to have an event, and the date is June 21st. So make sure you check that out as well. But again, thank you so much for joining me and continue to have a clutter free day.